Hello everyone, Morris here, and today I want to just put out a quick video to talk about a brand new archetype that kind of pops up at the top of the leaderboard. And it is something called Feather Metamorphosis, or at least something that I call Feather Metamorphosis. And yeah, let's just actually go into the archetype and see what it's actually about. Yeah, here is basically a theme of how it works. Uh, yeah, so basically, metamorphosis, of course, is the must, right? So you need a bug with metamorphosis. Then there's this feather descent bird as well, which is kind of like a support. And then, of course, you have like other supports that basically try to protect your main Axie, which is the bug. Which is okay. So for those who don't know about metamorphosis, what it does is that okay, here it says when your turn starts, your axis gains 2 cocoon. Okay, so the cocoon basically allows you to gain some shield and also keep shield yeah, at the end of your turn. So that is pretty strong. So the keeping of the shield is really the main thing. And okay, the key part about the metamorphosis, of course, is deal damage equal to 7% of its shield per cocoon stack. So imagine you have 10 cocoon stacks, then it'll be 70% of the shield. And do note that is when your turn starts, right? So of course that just means you have to have the shield when your turn starts. So both the cocoon keeping the shield, gaining a bit of shield, and also the damage, that's the main part of the strategy, right? Is to gain a lot of shield at a particular turn, and then when the start of your turn, then it will deal basically like 200 plus AoE damage. So that is basically the combo. Okay, so if you don't look at this, right, how do you get the combo? The combo is really just to gain a lot of shield. And how you gain the shield is as the bumpy here at the top. Of course, put on the bug, and also you have Teal Shell, and you can get 2 copies of it because of the Innocent Lamb, right? So 2 copies of Teal Shell, and then you have a lot of zero cost card, right? That you just play and play and play, especially Innocent Lamb, and also there's Cloud. There's like the square teeth and everything, right? So the card draw here as well with the nerdy. So there's a lot of zero cost card that you can just keep playing. And to maximize the number of zero cost card, you have the cloud, which actually gives you feather, right? Because you usually want to put it onto the feather descent bird, and because feather descent already give you feathers, right? So then it will give you a feather dagger, and that's another kind of zero cost card. And you have the tri feather and the spear as well. So those also allows you to get to the point where at the pop of turn, you play those, and then you get to 10 feather stacks, right? And then you get another maybe 5 6 or more feather dagger, and that is another 5 6 zero cost cards to be played. So of course, once you play all those zero cost cards, the bumpy will already give you a lot of shield, but the main part of course is Teal Shell. So for those who don't know what Teal Shell does, okay, so Teal Shell is here. Okay, oh, I should have talked about Bumpy first. So Bumpy is a power where whenever you play a card, this actually gain 8 shield. So imagine you play 10 cards, that's 80 shield. Of course, 80 shield is really not that much. But Teal Shell is really the main thing, right? Target any ally. I think the base is 30, but the key is here, right? Bonus 20 shield per card played. Imagine you played like 10 or sometimes even 15 cards, right? Then you get basically, I'm just thinking about a 300 or even 400 shield per teal shell, and you have 2 of them, so sometimes you can get to like 800 shield or something with 2 teal shell and all the bumpy and stuff like that. So this is why it could be pretty crazy, right? Imagine this one turn you gain like 800 shield. Then yeah, then of course like Metamorphosis, you have the cocoon stat, which maybe if once you get to 10 cocoon stat, you retain half of the shield. And so let's say imagine you have 800 shield, then you retain half, which is 400, right? Then 400 shield, you deal 70%, that is 200 something damage AoE. And you still have the 400 shield remaining, right? So that is basically the main strategy. Of course, I have it in text as well, so do check out the blog post if you want more details of how it works. And yeah, I think now what I should do is actually, okay, of course, this is an example, right? And I do want to get into like one of the teams and see how it actually works. Okay, so this is basically the team that I kind of like looked into, just because there's like the top team at the moment for this particular strategy. And yeah, let's actually just get into one of the games and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna slow down here and go for like the normal, right? Because you can see like so many cards already. Start with the square teeth, and then yeah, just play all the zero cost card that a lot of tape here to retain all these as well. So Innocent Lamb, there's another card that turns into another card, which is in this case a cloud, which then turn into another card, right? So there's just a lot of cards because like the cloud turns into a feather dagger, and then basically one card in three, right? Because Innocent Lamb turned into a cloud into a feather dagger. And you can see they hold the tri-feather as well. So in this case, it's quite likely that they'll actually be able to hit more than one as well, more than one opponent, and that will basically get them to 10 stacks. You can see, right, hitting two opponent, getting another five, basically five feather dagger. So that's another five cards. So let's just see at the end of the turn how many cards how many shields we'll have at this point. And do note that this is also, quite significant. Even like you don't kill the opponent next turn, right? This feather stacks will add up quite significantly and finish the weakened opponent off. Okay, so this is the moment of truth, right? 617 with one teal shell, 1143. Oh my goodness, 1143. Okay, so 1143 shield. Let's see, because it has 10 cocoon stacks, so half of it will remain. Yeah, now it's 1183 because of the cocoon giving the 40 shield as well. At this point, even if like they KO the mid, it doesn't even matter. And let's just see how much they can chip away from the shield. And I think the answer is not much, unfortunately. Or can't even kill the mid, unfortunately. So okay, so do manage to use the topaz to chip off a very small amount. Oh, not even using. Okay, yeah. So chip off maybe 100 something shield. Have to use the cointel? No. Okay. Oh, interesting to not use a cointel there for a topaz, but at this point 500 shield. You can see 387 damage. Like this is gone. This is gone. This is at like, oh, not gone yet, but literally like very close to gone. And you can see I still have 500 shield. What can they do? And this is already at last stand. So that is basically the main strategy, and at this point, it's pretty much GG. It's just very tough, and of course, it has Topaz as well, has a Square Teeth as well that can finish off the game at the end. Yeah, 146 does nothing to this. So that's why this is very good against Topaz. Of course, not like an auto win, of course, but the win rate is pretty high, as you'll see later. Yeah, still have 100. Okay, still managed to chip off most of the shield, but it used up basically all the resources. And last stand is gone. Yeah, 53 health left. That's basically GG. And of course, still have the Topaz. That's going to deal a lot of damage as well. Yeah, that is 150 damage at the end to finish off the opponent. Okay, so that is basically the main strategy that I want to show here. I do want to scroll down and talk about the matchups as well. I did a very quick analysis on the matchup. Of course, there's not a lot of data, right? So that's why there's like really not too, like don't read too much into it. So, but sustain, okay, sustain actually does very well because I think yeah, it's just the system have too much shield that the metamorphosis doesn't do enough. That's my guess of it. I haven't really like looked into the exact data and or exact matches and see how it goes, but sustain apparently doing very well. Having said that though, like, there are only 3 games at the top 100, then sustain won it all. For Leafy, this is the part where I'm not sure, is because there's only one game here, right? That's why it's 100%. It just happened that the Leafy won. But I think Leafy may do well, but again, not sure. Haven't looked at the data. Maybe this is like one win, one loss or something. I'm not sure. So that's why I don't read into this too much. But you can see the other ones that are, I would say, more popular. They definitely have a lot more data to back it up, and you can see, right, against Topaz is pretty good. Even though at the lower level not as good, but yeah, at the top level, if you have a very good feather metamorphosis team, this yeah, it can be pretty good against Topaz. Of course, part of it is that people don't really know how to play against it because it's such a new archetype. Maybe things will change when people kind of know how to play against it. Jinx, yeah, just have no chance, right? Reason being, they don't even need to go to the second rotation. I won't say no chance, is because that the only way you can win is really to start off both or at least one copy of the teal shell. Yeah, if that you manage to do that, then perhaps there's some chance. But if you don't, then it's tough. It's just tough. Okay, so that's pretty much all I want to cover today. Of course, there are a lot more details in this blog post, so do check it out. And yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.